You know that feeling, right? That horrible sinking feeling when the pager goes off in the middle of the night. Well, today we're going to take that classic developer's nightmare and flip it on its head. Turn it into a playbook for total control. So yeah, let's dive into the world of Google Cloud logging.
Okay, picture this. It's 3 a.m. Of course it is. The pager screams. Your main application is failing, and you just know customers are already hitting refresh, getting angry. The pressure is on. Your first instinct? Check the logs. But in a distributed system with services all over the place, where do you even begin?
For so many of us, this is the reality, isn't it? You're frantically SSHing into 5, maybe 10 different servers, trying to tail scattered log files, desperately trying to piece together some kind of timeline. It's just guesswork, and it's happening when the stakes are highest. But there is a much better way. With GCP, all that chaos, it just becomes clarity. We're talking one console, all your logs, giving you one single source of truth. No more guessing.
So how do we get to this magical place of clarity? Well, the answer is a core, fundamental part of the Google Cloud ecosystem. Let's pull back the curtain on the tool that brings order to all this chaos: Google Cloud Logging.
So what is it really? At its heart, cloud logging is a fully managed service, which means Google handles all the messy backend stuff for you. It takes care of storage, search, analysis, even alerting. And here's the kicker. It's not just for your GCP stuff. It can pull in logs from all your different environments, giving you that single pane of glass everyone's always talking about.
The absolute game changer here, the real magic, is aggregation. Just think about it. Logs from your virtual machines on GCE, your containers in GKE, your serverless cloud functions. They're all just flowing into one unified view. The big takeaway here is that frantic hunt for logs, jumping from one machine to the next, it's over. Done.
All right, let's get back to our 3 a.m. emergency. The pager is still ringing in our ears, but now we've got cloud logging at our fingertips. So how does a senior architect actually crack the case? Let's walk through the exact workflow, step by step. This is the good stuff.
Okay, first move. The most critical move, really, is to isolate the problem. In this world of microservices, a single click from a user can ripple through dozens of different services. The key to tracking that entire journey is something called a correlation ID. Think of it like a unique passport stamp. You give it to the request right at the beginning, and it gets passed along at every single stop.
Now check this out. What's so cool about this is how simple and powerful the search becomes. We're not guessing anymore. We can write a super precise query. We're basically telling cloud logging, hey, show me every single log entry that came from a Kubernetes container and has this exact correlation ID inside of structured JSON data. It's literally like having Google search for your entire system's real-time activity.
And boom, there it is. In seconds, not minutes, not hours, we have the entire story of that failed transaction laid out right in front of us. We see the info message that the payment processing started, and then just milliseconds later, there's the smoking gun, the critical error, a database connection failure. We just went from a system-wide mystery to the exact line, the exact service, and the exact timestamp of the problem.
This brings us to a really fundamental truth about modern observability. What made that instant discovery possible wasn't just having logs, it was having the right kind of logs. And that's the point of this quote. Unstructured logs, they're just suggestions, they're hints. But structured logs with clean key-value pairs like our correlation ID, that's not a suggestion, that's evidence.
Okay, so the fire is out. The app is back online. We can all breathe again. But our work isn't done. Not even close. The real goal here is to turn this reactive incident into a proactive, long-term improvement. So let's shift gears and talk about our post-mortem strategy. How do we make sure this doesn't happen again?
This is where a feature called log syncs comes into play. See, cloud logging isn't just a short-term memory tool for when things are on fire. We can set up these syncs to automatically export our logs. Why? Well, we can archive them to cloud storage to meet compliance rules, we can load them into BigQuery to analyze performance trends over months or even years, or we can stream them to our security tools to hunt for threats. This is how your logs stop being just a cost center and become a real strategic asset.
So what have we learned from all this? From that frantic 3 a.m. call to our calm post-mortem analysis, we can actually distill it all down into a super clear playbook. These are the 5 essential rules for logging governance that, honestly, every team using GCP should adopt.
All right, here we go. Number 1, mandate structured logging.
JSON is your best friend. It is the absolute foundation for everything else we've talked about. Number 2, enforce a consistent labeling strategy. This makes filtering and slicing and dicing your logs a breeze later on. 3, use correlation IDs everywhere. Seriously, everywhere. It's the magic thread that ties your whole distributed system together. 4, use IAM roles to lock down access. This is the principle of least privilege. Not everyone on the team needs to see potentially sensitive production data. And finally, number 5, define your log syncs from day one. Be intentional about your long-term strategy for archiving, compliance, and analysis. Don't make it an afterthought.
And all of this really brings us to one final crucial question you should ask yourself. Is your logging system just an archive for the past, a dusty record of things that have already gone wrong? Or is it an engine for the future, something you're actively using to build better, more resilient systems? The choice, and all the power that comes with it, is yours.